Hey, we usually start these podcasts with the music first, but I wanted to say Steve should be here for this song, but he's not, so screw Steve. Here we go.
Yeah, dude.
Toasting, don't need jelly, just want you right in my little belly. Don't need toasting, don't
That's only one hit. Yeah, that's what I was
want you in my little belly.
About a mid-afternoon, peanut butter spoon. About a mid-afternoon, peanut butter spoon. About a mid-afternoon, peanut butter spoon for you. I got about a mid-afternoon, peanut butter spoon.
It's better than I think than y'all.
How about a peanut?
Oh God, it's been literally 20 minutes.
This song is called Peanut Butter Spoon, and in parentheses, how about it? Or mid-afternoon peanut butter spoon, in parentheses, how about it?
And baby laughs brings more gladness.
I think that's an opinion.
That's really
That's
good.
fantastic. That's really very, 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 very good.
Is that gonna play mono for our listeners, or is it
Probably.
just
I don't know why it's mono on this on
That's
that
a bummer,
track.
but-
So y'all know that's from Earl P. Squirrelson.
Earl Squirrelson.
It's entitled Mid-Afternoon Peanut Butter Spoon. Full band intro. That
Oh,
was
it's
from
great.
our March Madness
Those drum
tournament.
fills,
March
everything.
Gladness.
March Gladness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's fantastic. Excellent job.
It
Excellent
was
job.
so good. We've been listening to it a lot in the office, so thank you.
I also, everyone
you.
should know that the inspiration for mid-afternoon peanut butter spoon came from consistently eating mid-afternoon peanut butter spoon.
It is a tale based in truth.
It is
I
a
would
tale
say.
based. I don't want
Yeah.
anyone to think that we're just doing it for the catchiness of it. You know,
Right.
like, did
No.
Katy Perry kiss a girl and actually like it? We'll never know.
It does sound like it could be one of those to sit in solemn silence.
Yes,
like, you know.
mid-afternoon peanut
Mid-afternoon-
butter spoon.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not liars.
Try and say that with a mid-afternoon peanut butter spoon
in your
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah.
Everything's allowed. Try to say anything.
Try-
One of
Say it.
Joe's next
Wow.
video ideas.
Little ASMR peanut butter.
We're not liars. We are truth tellers. That
Yeah.
was not a mid-morning peanut
No,
butter spoon.
that was a mid-afternoon.
Nor was it
peanut butter
a
spoon. In
midnight
fact, Joe will yell
snack.
at me for leaving my mid-afternoon peanut butter spoons around the office.
Lee leaves
We're-
mid-afternoon peanut butter spoons, and Elliott leaves
Half
early
and
morning
half.
half and half
Yeah.
creamer bottles everywhere.
That stuff's made out of plastic. It's good forever.
It's not the stuff in it is what
it's,
we're worried about.
Yeah, it's
So literally, it'll be like
it's
3 p.m. and I'll
invincible.
be like, "Why is the half and half still out?"
It's also mid-afternoon peanut butter spoon because that's the only time of day we're around each other.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no
That's very
mid-morning.
true.
If I see you
Late
guys
night
with a 6
PB
a.m.
spoon.
peanut butter spoon, I'm
There are some
quite upset.
semi-sweet chocolate chips in there, and I'm just gonna let you know I have
Did you
have
go to
had
town?
just a minute, but a peanut butter spoon, a little chocolate chip
Yeah.
on top,
Oh.
and just
Yeah.
Good.
It's like
It's
an
the
opportunity
remix.
to eat.
You
It's in
had the remix.
I had the remix. Yeah, that was
Oh.
when like Cardi B guested.
Yeah.
It was like that.
I
It was like,
got
oh,
a
she's gonna do it. She's gonna rap over it, and it'll be good.
Peanut butter spoon
just
with
gonna keep
chocolate.
talking.
Peanut
Yeah.
afternoon, peanut butter with chocolate.
chips. Yeah. And then she's just
That's
gonna
my
keep
Cardi
telling me
B.
how cool she is,
Yeah.
and I'm like, we get it, Cardi.
I've never heard a Cardi B song.
Yes, you have.
You have.
I promise you have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm. I was on
I promise you have.
All right.
for the longest of time. I
Can't-
was on the It's All About Nicki Minaj tip. Like it took me a while
Yeah.
to warm up to Cardi. I've warmed up to
I
Cardi.
warmed up
She's
to Cardi
great.
real quick. I had
She's
a good
great.
time. In fact,
She's like a cardigan.
Yeah.
She's a cardigan.
She'll warm you right
She'll
up.
warm you right up. She also is like a highly entertaining person. Like she's
Yeah.
very entertaining. So
Yeah.
She's
like
a star.
lot of my Instagrams is like the explore page. I don't know how it got on there, but it's just so many like Cardi B videos.
Her being very,
Her
very
being
entertaining.
incredibly entertaining, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'll watch it. She's funny.
I mean, she
Um,
could have been a YouTuber, but she decided to make it.
She decided to go on
Ugh.
VH1 and make
Ugh.
it.
The Explore page for me is usually a lot of like Star Wars memes. Like
What
apparently.
is that about? What happened? What algorithm got you then? I want to look at.
I don't know, but I click on all of them. I look at all
Mine-
of them.
I don't know. I don't really
Do
do
you?
the
That's
explore
why you
page.
keep getting. Okay, so I do the explore page. Let's see what's on my explore page right now, because I am very curious. Also, it's a lot of like sand cutting and slime
See, that's
stuff.
cool. Well, that
Lately-
the first thing was cool.
And I followed some Peep Show meme accounts, and they're great.
Yeah,
and,
that makes
And now
sense.
I'm getting a lot of like IT crowd.
In what would
memes.
be a very shocking thing, mine is 90% puppies and dogs. Dogs eating.
Yeah, I love dogs. yeah.
And one time I clicked on someone getting a lip injection, and boy, if I
Oh,
just don't get
no.
900
Body
plastic
modification
surgery, body
ones.
modification
Oh, boy.
things, that I'm like, I'm not. This isn't what I want.
I think I got like a lot of animals and then like bad Instagram former Vine comedy that
Oh, that makes
because
sense,
I would
yeah.
check it out even
To
at
be
my
like,
time at
what is
Smosh and our
this?
time here. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are we up against?
Mhm.
And I'd be like, what are we doing wrong?
How is this
What are they doing
happening?
right?
What's
going
what
on
world
here?
are we living in?
So I got a
I
bunch
got a
of
lot of
funny
Game
The
of
animal
Justice.
Thrones ones too. Yeah, what world is this?
I watch a bunch of funny animal videos, like literally just accounts called Funny Animal Videos,
Yes.
Funny Animal
Doggo
Vids.
is a really good
Yeah.
one to follow. Just an FYI. Doggo's a great one.
We'll read Jackson a book at night and make him read some back to us, and then after that, I'm like, okay, we'll watch.
Now we'll watch
5
funny
minutes of
animal
funny
videos.
animal videos.
It's the dream. It's
Yeah.
all I ever want is to like be featured on one of those pages. I think
funny animal
then
page?
I'll know I made it. Is if some dumb video of my dog gets
Yeah.
up on some
There's
dumb
potential.
thing. There is. I mean, this morning I caught quite literally. It's on my Instagram right now. Now it's gonna be in archives or whatever. But I caught Delman dancing with Frankenstein to. Like
Mid-afternoon.
No, it was like
Butter
it was something that was like
Yeah.
and it was just
Some
him in
elevator
his
music.
underwear dancing with Frankenstein, and I was like, "This is some stuff."
Yeah. Do
This
you know
is some
that
real life
He made
stuff.
love to that dog.
the
Guaranteed.
Jess Rona grooming, the slow motion
Yeah, I love
groomer?
Jess. She's amazing.
My
You guys are in
former
a
dog.
different world than me.
No,
my-
it's not. The second that you follow her, you'll be like, "Oh,
She's
this
great,
is the best
dude.
thing
It's
I've
hilarious.
Because she's also a comedian. Jess
Okay.
Rona is an amazing comedian.
All right.
She's very funny.
It's so clever, and so my dog, who I don't, I used
Former? Do you want to say
former.
former?
Thank
dog?
you, former dog. Got featured on that page.
I felt horrible saying it.
Well, he transformed into a turtle.
Ah.
But he's a former dog.
Oh.
Like, okay. But yeah, he got featured on that page, and that was a proud moment of like, oh, look at him. He's getting
getting
the
groomed.
publicity
You're
he
like-
deserves.
You're like the divorced dad that's living in a different city, not a lot of time around the kids, and then one of the kids makes it into the local newspaper because
You see him.
he cleared 5'8" in the high jump in
Yeah.
8th grade and won the local meet.
Yeah,
But
and
you
I'm
weren't
just-
there.
I'm going about my day, not really thinking about it, trying to live my best life, and then I see my child in the Jess Rona pages.
Are you proud of your child?
Yeah,
Well, that's nice.
yeah, I'm really proud of
Still?
him.
I miss his child for him.
I know. I miss his child for him too, big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, no one talks about dogs you lose in
You
divorces.
should.
You know
That-
what?
Honestly,
Uh,
like,
Let's open up
did
on
we
a nice
just fi-
topic.
Hey, guys,
this will
you're
be
hold
my
listening
on.
to
This
fun.
is
the-
a legit thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding y'all. If ever you were to write a book about what it is like to go through an early, because you kind of went through an early divorce, like
I went
in a weird, you know what I mean?
through-
Like your divorce was earlier than most.
In
I
life.
think. In
Like
life.
age-wise.
Yes, age-wise. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Time-wise.
yeah.
Like an
no.
time-wise, no. Time-wise, no.
Wait,
Time
quick
was
pause.
later. Yes.
Quick tangent for those who are new to this. This is the Valleycast from the Valley Folk.
Oh, yeah, that's
Elliott
true.
Morgan, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, usually Steve Zaragoza. He's not here. We sit around a table and we all bring topics and we discuss them. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's emotional. We'll probably get a little bit of that today. If you want to help support us, go to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk. You'll get this podcast early and yada, yada, yada. Let's jump right into it.
Okay,
Elliott has a
wow.
topic. Here we go.
Well, I don't think Elliot has a topic. I think I just forced it onto him.
No, yeah. But
What I'm gonna say
I
is
was going to talk
think
about WrestleMania, but I choose to talk about something more lighthearted, like
divorce.
losing my
Divorce
dog.
dogs.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Dogs of
just saying,
divorce.
if ever you were going to write a book about the tale of a divorce in your early 30s, but like what normally everyone would experience in their 40s,
I would do it through the perspective of my
you
dog.
have to.
Yeah, yeah.
You
it would
have
just
to do
be
it through the
like
perspective of Gilligan.
because that's how you view yourself when you're young and is an innocent, pure thing, and so it would be easy to transition as he slowly
100%.
saw the decay and the adulthood sink in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Painfully and
And then
clunkily.
the one that smelled
Also, you could
more
do it
bitter
like-
than the other wasn't around as much, and I
Mhm.
didn't know how to handle it.
I mean, I think
Mhm.
you would probably have to do it in a certain voice too.
Well,
You'd be
yeah,
like,
it'd be
"Oh,
his
yeah,
voice.
yeah, 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 yeah."
I mean, I know the voice.
Yeah, will you do the audiobook for us real quick?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to my dad got divorced. I haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, chapter 1, I like food. Chapter
Chapter 2.
chapter
The
2.
food is
Oh
good.
yeah, right.
Chapter 2, time to go outside.
It's a pamphlet, is what it is.
It's a
but
pamphlet. Yeah. Anyway, here's my topic, guys.
Oh, I'm ready.
He wrote that book with muddy paws, by
He
the way.
did.
No,
That's
yeah,
very
that's
sweet.
like
It's a
it.
beautiful
Chapter
handwriting.
one.
It's fine.
Good part right now. It's calligraphy.
It's okay.
I'm Gilligan calligraphy.
Calligraphy.
There, yeah. Okay, I was searching in the dark. I went to WrestleMania.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I want to hear everything.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well,
You're not allowed to say you're not
Can
in
you
love
do
with
me a
it
favor
now.
real quick, though? Can you sip whatever that is? Because it is teetering back
I'm
and
gonna get
forth,
rid of it.
and
It's a bad coffee.
Is it a bad coffee?
He inundated it with creamer.
It's just. I think it's also a bad coffee. I mean, I didn't put enough coffee.
Coffee in it. It's a little. It was weak. Was it weak sauce?
Yeah, it's just like watery
weak
garbage.
sauce.
So anyway, I went to WrestleMania.
Tremendous.
WWE took
Heard of it?
Mamrie and Grace out, and as well as their boyfriends, and we got to tag along, and I got to
Holla.
meet Chip, who is Mamrie's boyfriend, who's a
He
sweetheart.
Seems nice.
Chip. That's
He's
a good name.
wonderful.
That's a good
Fucking
fake
great
name.
name. It's a
We've
great name.
his last name is. Here's a fun fact. His last name is Morgan.
Chip
Nuh-uh.
Morgan.
Yeah, and
He's
my-
not a golfer?
So listen, his last name is Morgan. My last name is Morgan.
Yes.
Mamrie's last name is Hart. My mom's last name is Hart. H-A-R-T. Same last name.
Really?
So when my mom got married, she went from being Barbara Hart to Barbara Morgan. If Mamrie were to marry Chip,
Yeah.
she would go from being Mamrie Hart to Mamrie Morgan. My mom, when she took my dad's last name, Morgan. I took
Yeah.
my dad's last name out of honor and respect.
fine.
Her last name, she got rid of her last name, which is Anne, which is also Grace's middle name. They both have the
This
same
is
middle name,
very
which
true.
is
This
Anne.
Wow.
And so if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna name it Beans. Oh, I met Beans.
Yeah, that's a big. I met Beans before,
Beans.
and it's
What's
she's,
Beans?
that's Mamrie's dog, and she's
Oh.
a real treasure.
She's-
Sorry, I feel like I'm out of the loop.
No, you're fine.
I
she's
didn't,
she's a real. She's a little naked baby bird. Is what she is.
She's precious. I did not expect to fall in love because of. I assumed that she was just gonna be like gnarly and growly
she's
or whatever.
like an adorable
she's like
little
an
angel
egg.
baby.
Yeah, it was so wonderful.
She's
so
like
anyway,
a newborn. Is literally what it
Um,
feels like.
yeah.
A little baby newborn. They
What
can
kind
just
of-
like.
what kind of dog
she's
is it? What is it?
She's a Chihuahua, but
like a
she's
hairless
like a
chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
hairless Chihuahua, and she's kind of naked, and she's also like way smaller than any Chihuahua should be, and she's had 90% of her teeth removed, so her tongue just hangs out, and she's hideous in the most beautiful way.
Yeah, she's
She's like
precious.
perfect. She's like a perfect little, and she's just, if you hold her, she's just a shaky little pile of skin.
She fits on nice. Yeah,
She's
warm.
really cute. She's
Ugh.
real cute.
So anyway,
I almost
shout out
stole
to
her
Beans.
4
Heart.
times, actually. I like
Uh,
literally was at a party and I
uh-huh.
was like they kept being like, "Is Lee in the bathroom with Beans still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
What
were
is she
on
doing
the
to
plane.
Beans?
Why is she still in the
Yeah.
bathroom?" And I was just like on the floor, because that's always where I'm at a party. I'm with the dog always.
Of course, you have to. Well, that's the
90%
best
of
place to
time.
be. It's where all the good
And
conversations.
you get to
are.
avoid
good.
people.
Yeah,
And you get to
That's
see people
my
get
number
divorced.
1.
Yeah.
And you get to ask them
Wait a
about
minute.
their people's divorce.
Did you finish your name game?
So that was it. Yeah.
To get to Beans?
Fun though, right?
I feel like Beans was
I
a
was just
distraction.
Yeah, it was, but that's just
But
me
you went
ending
to
the
wait.
story.
So you went to WWE.
So
Is it as
WWE
entertaining as we think it is?
So yeah, so here's the thing about it. I'm not into it.
Sure.
I didn't walk away being into it, and I didn't know anything about it before. But the seats that they got were like insanely good,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like us, and then it's like Skylar Aston from
yeah, that
Pitch
guy.
Perfect, and so it's him.
It
and
was like young Dane Cook.
yeah, and so then we're just watching this thing, and it's
lot like
right
me.
there. But when you watch it on TV, they have like announcers that will tell you what's happening, and there's no announcers like a regular game, and there's no
Yeah.
music. So
you're just
it's
watching
just
the
silently
fucking-
watching this.
Wait,
like,
there's no
absurd-
music and being
There
pumped
is
into
when
the-
they
enter.
but not during the matches. So it's like they'll enter and it'll be like, and then all these lights happen. There's fireworks, and then they get to the ring,
Pyrotechnics.
and then they wait for the other guy, and the other guy comes out, and there's a hype man, and the door opens, and they smack talk for a second, and it's all badass, and then there's a ding ding, and it's dead silent,
And it's just silent smashing
and then
each
they
other.
just go for it, and
That's fun.
That's
yeah, it was
insane.
Yeah.
really fun, but definitely like I didn't know what was happening the
Did you
entire
ever
time.
watch growing up? Did you ever go to the demolition derby? Did you ever do that? Am I the only red white trash
No.
asshole?
We
that
had
went every
demolition
year?
derby.
Okay,
I went
good.
once.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did a demolition
One.
derby. I did mud.
Boy, is it one of the most fun times you're gonna have in your
Just our
goddamn
friends,
life.
just cars running into each other.
It's just
getting-
cars running into each other and getting on fire.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's so much fun, but that's what I would imagine. It's like demolition derby, what with people, because it's the same thing where
Yeah.
it's like explosions, rah, 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 and then silence as you watch them like
Right.
slowly crash
Yeah.
into each other.
So we're there, and then it was the last match. The
The tornado versus Spiebel.
no,
Was it the girls?
It was
Becky?
the girls. It was yeah.
Oh,
it was
she's
Oh,
Becky.
Ronda Rousey! You got to see
And
Ronda
Ronda
Rousey.
Rousey.
Was she as beautiful in person as
And,
you imagine?
No, Becky was
they're
there.
all
man.
they're
Becky
all
was there.
Look like massive just giants. They're just giants.
Giant
They're
pretty
giants
people.
that'll kill you.
They're
in a
giants that can
heartbeat.
kill me. And so Ronda Rousey shows up. She's got her whole thing going, and she's like not the crowd favorite.
Yeah, she's still doing
And,
the thing where she like talks a lot but then doesn't do a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, I guess. And then I don't know, maybe.
That's what it was out of the gate, from what I remember.
And then the man, Becky Lynch, she comes in, and she's just this, like, she's really cool, and she's got a cool Irish accent, and I like her a lot.
She's very pretty.
She's very pretty.
She's very pretty.
And then the other woman, her last name, she's the daughter of,
Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush. She is the daughter of
Nature Boy.
Kenny Loggins.
I'm blanking on his name, but anyway,
Nature
okay. So
Boy?
you guys definitely,
Cat
Nature Boy
Stevens?
is. No, so anyway,
Yusuf Islam.
now
People
if you
that love
referencing
WWE
Cat
hate
Stevens
us right now.
is for me just like referencing another WWE. Like, I don't know,
don't know who
enough
that
about
Was
it.
Cat Stevens
but,
a good wrestler?
Yeah,
Was
exactly.
Did he hold, did he hold the
was
belt?
before he
Yeah.
became a pacifist.
And so anyway, so at one point this whole thing is happening, and I'm assuming there's gonna like be a stop. There's gonna be a ladder that comes down. There's gonna be
you
like
have
somebody
to.
dropping out of a airplane or some
Sure.
shit's gonna like rocks gonna show up or something because they said all that stuff can happen. And so I turned to Grace, and I was like looking at it, and it was all silent. I was like, do you think it'd be like, how hard do you think it would be if I just like if I not I'm obviously not going, never would, but I was like, if I were to like try to run up there,
Yeah.
They would
just to
destroy
do it.
you.
But like, what would happen? Like, would I be stopped by security? Like, that was the question I was asking. And I like got halfway through the question, and I heard ding ding, and the whole thing was over. And I made Grace and I miss the ending. And
Because
and
of
every-
that dumb question
yeah,
that you asked.
yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
stupidest, just like I'm bored and making conversation question.
And she's like,
And,
I love this. I wait all year for this.
Well, and then we both turned back and we're like, oh, okay. And then the whole crowd was like, oh, all right, I guess it's over. And I guess it was a very strange,
Was it like
weird
an
ending. And
anticlimactic?
yeah, because I guess Rhonda actually did hurt her hand, is what they said later. But anyway, long story short, insane spectacle. Don't understand anything that happened.
Yeah.
Was complete overload. Wonderful weekend, but very just like, it was also like the day I just met Grace's parents, like Saturday and Friday,
Yeah.
Which is a
respectively,
different type of wrestling
after
match.
doing stand up and then flying.
Nice.
Yeah, it's exactly. And I won.
I have the belt.
Yeah.
I don't think you should pin the dad,
it's
but
her.
that's fine.
It's her mom's belt. But yeah. So anyway, it was
He
great.
held it over his head and screamed, "I have the hell belt."
She's like, I
the belt big.
I would love an iced tea.
So anyway, yeah, it was a wonderful time, and I was very just surreal. And I guess I'm kind of into wrestling.
Hey, you
now.
don't have to say anything if you don't mean it.
No,
I
it's
mean,
like-
I need you to know that. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
don't
like
have to,
know.
But I
it's like
actually think he's not allowed to say that. I think
That's
he
the thing.
has
You know
to
when
say
like
he
someone
loves it
like
now.
dates someone that's into bowling and they're like, we love bowling, and you're like, no, you don't, Pamela.
Yeah.
Like, you freaking hate bowling, and that's fine.
I wouldn't be friends with anybody who dated somebody who liked bowling. So anyway,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, it was very cool, very fun, and it's just the weirdest thing that
I think that's
I've
part
ever
of it is
seen.
that it's one of the weirder things
It's
because
like,
that's the
yeah,
demolition derby thing where you just go, why? Like rodeos. We did rodeos growing up. We had a course called rodeo every year. It was it's fun to see. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's quite
People
literally
have
one of
their
those
things.
insane.
The best part too was the crowd is so like good and kind, and every single
Uh-huh.
person was like there to have fun, and it was all in just like, there's something about a lot of like the more, you know, like football and whatever, where it's just like the
Sports, yeah.
fans that are against each other are like actually, they seem to sometimes actually
Oh yeah, they,
really
like,
have
get
this
in
like
fights,
anger.
yeah.
And this is like, I mean, maybe that's part of it, or maybe I was in a different area or just didn't see that, but everyone seemed to be super sweet. There was like this mix of families and like just groups of dudes, and everybody would like cheer out and do cheers. And it was like, when we drove in, I was in the front seat of the car, and there was like, they're driving us past all the tailgaters, and this dude's like, he goes like this, and he makes like the devil horns at me,
Yeah.
and
then
I'm
he-
in the front
and his
seat.
thumb slowly comes out and says, "Do I love you?"
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I could have done that in return, but I didn't know what to do. And everyone else in the car, it was in the back, and they didn't see me, but like I just went and like, gave like the
Devil
most
horns.
timid.
And
they-
devil
Fox-
horns.
Yeah, I was like,
Fox
is this-
silent? He was like,
Yeah.
silent fox.
I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I assume if somebody gives you a thumbs up, you like give them a thumbs up back. And I did it, and the guy just was like, yeah, it like
Just
went off and like
super into
loved
it.
that he got, and it was very fun. And I was like,
adorable.
I think I
Dude,
did
I
the
love
right
that.
thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've always had WWE kind of like orbiting my world. Like my brother
My
loved
brother
it.
was really into
Yeah.
it.
Dad loved it. Mike Falzone loves it.
Yeah.
Matt Robb loved it. So I have all these people. Grace loves it. So I have like little bits of knowledge about it
Yes.
and stuff. So I'm gonna speak not knowing, but here's what I think. I think it was full of love the way he's saying now,
Mhm.
because I think adults at some point you turn and you go,
Yes.
oh, I just love the theatrics of it. Yes, I know it's not real, blah, blah, blah. But I'm here like I'm watching a play.
Yeah.
I'm watching, like, for me, it's a musical. For some people, it's WWE.
Well, and they always akin it to that, where it's like, so, it's like Prodigal Son returning, or like they always have like actual theatrics that are
so
very
cool.
like
it's
there's
pure
lore,
theater.
for lack of a better thing, like Shakespearean, of like someone coming and dishonoring someone, like a traitor
And
that
now
came
there's a
and someone that
history as
turned
well.
on them, and
So they're taking everything from it. But the point that I wanted to make is that anger still is there, but it's in kids. I listened to like the Bill Simmons
Some
podcast.
of the kids actually,
and these kids think it's real because he'll bring his like 11-year-old son on.
Yeah.
And he's into it, and he talks about it as if the rivalries are real, and he wants people to die. He's like, I don't like that person because he betrayed this other person, and that's not okay. Like he's still taking it very real. So it's cute.
So funny.
It's really cute.
I'm looking
grew
up a
up
tweet
with
real
it.
fast, so I'm not listening.
We grew up with it because my brother was really into Jake the Snake, because he's Jake, obviously. So you have an akin to Jake the Snake.
Yep.
So we were in the prime age group of Hulkamania. So that was like
Macho
a really
Man.
Macho Man was. I loved Macho Man.
Yeah.
So-
I thought he was one of my favorite people alive
on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Hulk.
I thought it was so funny.
I didn't pay
I
attention
didn't
to all
love
the Hulk stuff.
but
Oh.
I 100%. I mean, I did not like him, but
Sure.
I'm just saying, like,
He was
wasn't my
America.
favorite.
He was Mr.
He was
America.
Mr. America. My favorite thing was
And Mr.
learning
Florida,
that
yeah.
he like turned down the George Foreman grill. Like
He
he like
didn't want to do the
someone
grill?
brought him the George Foreman grill, and he was like, I turned it down, and I missed out on millions of dollars.
Yeah, he
and you're
did.
like, yeah, you did, buddy. But
I'm trying to find this tweet from Lon Harris that basically. Sorry.
No,
ahead.
go.
It's basically some tweet about like when I was growing up, I thought that like WWE had fans like history books have fans, not like how bread and cheese has fans. And I was like, oh, it's something like that, and I butchered it, and Lon Harris is a very good Twitterer, but it's like that's what it is. It's like a secret society, and then you grow up and you're like, oh, you're all into
But
this.
you're all into this.
Yeah.
See, but that's what I was gonna say, is that I remember there was a phase of like we had that growing up, and then like 9, 10, 11 hit, and then it was a very you were
September
very
10th,
lame.
2011.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11. No, but you were very lame if you were into like there was like I think middle school was like a thing, at least
Yeah.
in my time, where if you were into
Yeah.
WWE, it was lame. Like you were like it was like a total lame. Like kids that wore Sting shirts and shit, they were made fun of all the time.
Isn't that interesting?
It's so weird.
Ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows. But now I have so many friends that are like WWE for life, and I'm like, what? Where did this resurgence come from? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
And I wonder if it's
huge.
like it's always been around, but like quite literally, I remember being immersed in it, and then Jake went through his Newsies phase, so then we were into dancing.
You guys.
But you know, it's
I mean, that's what
we
WWE
had
is
so many
essentially.
of these insane.
You guys need to watch the Andre the Giant documentary on HBO.
Oh, I'll watch it. I love Andre the
It is
Giant.
amazing. It's outstanding.
You need to watch this little documentary called The Wrestler. It's
I do actually want to watch
Dude,
that.
here's
now,
the thing though, and that was a
Oh,
really
that's a
I
sad
think that's
movie.
why it's such a thing, is because it exposes this. And I was just telling you about the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver that talks about the WWE and like how they really treat their people horribly. They treat their it's not like it's like this crazy union that treats them super well. They're not
Yeah.
actors and they're not regarded
They're
in this
broken
way.
when they're done.
They're broken when they're done. They're
It's like
dying.
football.
I think they like die so incredibly early because they are broken when they're done, and because also that it lifts them up to this fame level and then sucks them right back down. And the only thing they can do is basically this. Like you can't see, Macho Man Randy Savage flipping burgers or anything like that. Like he has this, like he even said that,
yeah.
like he had a quote about that where he's like, I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to bartend. I'm not going to do this.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
So
fame,
it's very
fame-
interesting.
That's a conversation on fame.
that's
and
a
where you're
conversation
at.
on fame for sure,
It's
but
a
it's also like
psychology,
at
yeah.
least you can take care of like other places, like even with SAG,
Well-
they like take care of their people at the end of it in a
Yeah.
weird way.
Yeah, you can also like because the whole time I was there, I was like, how is this like? How are they able to afford like
All of
what's
this.
happening here? Yeah, because
Elliott got an education.
yeah,
he
and I
really
walked
did.
in and I was like, oh, this is a money printer. This thing is
Yep.
insane, and I didn't.
Think
After that, I was like, oh.
merchandise, think like everything.
And then if you
yeah.
figure the merchandise, which the line is just wrapped around, and like the tickets alone, every nook and cranny of that place makes money, and then the pay-per-view
Yeah.
stuff, and then
Yep.
you end up with like you're like, oh, they do have the money to take care of people if they wanted to.
if they
which is-
wanted to, yeah. And that's what I mean. I really always encourage like that. Last Week Tonight was the best thing I've ever seen on it because it raised so much awareness for me. I had no idea, and it was really like fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but
Watch it
they were
because you'll
saying
be so fascinated by
yeah,
it.
they were saying that they were in it. John Oliver was like, maybe go protest if you want. Like, I'm not telling you to, but if you want or whatever. And we thought we were going to see people, but there was no one that I saw
Yeah,
protesting.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which,
They-
if you're
it
going to
doesn't seem like a
protest something,
crossover.
if you're a John Oliver fan who's going to go protest something, instigating.
I feel like I have so many
anger
other things.
and-
I feel like I have
Well, it's
so
just
many
like
other things.
the crowd that I want to not piss off is probably the one that
Yeah.
is there to watch a lot
To
of
watch a lot of
wrestling.
wrestling.
But they're
Would be
also there
amped.
just to have it's just fun.
It's
just,
so pure. I mean, yeah, that's the weird dichotomy. It's like it's such a strange.
Sweet,
You
pure.
think, yeah, it's very sweet. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
In my orbit, like I said, my little orbit of WWE, this Becky, who is beautiful, like I fell in love. I saw her on Rhett and Link, so worlds are crossing and
that's
colliding,
another
right?
collide, yeah.
So she came on and did a thing with them, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, who's this girl? And I'm speaking a little out of turn, but I think what's going on with her is that it's like she is ascending super fast. Like
Everyone loves her. Yeah, she's
everybody
Really?
loves her.
Mhm.
This isn't something that's built up a lot over time. Like she's
just like a
flying,
star,
skyrocketing,
yeah.
right? But I found it very interesting to watch her on Rhett and Link, who are these now just super veterans of being personalities. They've been entertaining forever, internet-taining forever. And you can tell
Ooh, I
she
didn't like it. Did you like it?
it's
hurt me.
theirs.
Yeah, I mean, I think I put it in a box into my
Actually,
brain.
yeah, it hurt me. Honestly, I think
Don't
I felt
listen to him,
I think
Rhett and
I
Link.
felt my pelvic floor drop.
You went.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
I
much. I'm
think-
excited.
I've been waiting.
you
Doing
so
some
much.
remodeling.
But I saw her on it, and I could tell that she is. You can tell she is a star, and she's going to
Yeah.
continue to be a star. But she's figuring out how to be a personality and a person. And I feel like whoever she is now, again, somebody that's only kind of casually seeing it here and there, she's going to be 10 times that in like 3-4 years. and
Yeah,
she's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
she might be the new
superstar.
like Hulk's. Because you're right, he was America. It might be like one of those situations where you're like that person's gonna take over.
Yeah.
And reinvigorate. Kind of. I mean, The Rock was that for sure.
I'm
like it is
excited.
insane to literally think of like The Rock as you go, oh yeah, he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like that's one. You know what I mean? Like that's insane because
Give
he's
people-
now a
Yep.
humongous movie star.
Give
that's
people reps,
biggest,
give
yeah.
them
in
time.
quite literally everything.
Here, let's bring up the first SourceFed clips ever. No, let's not do that. But like
that was
you,
terrifying.
You go
just-
back
I
to
sent,
that.
I felt my stomach.
I don't-
my
go back
pelvic
to
There's
that.
my
floor
pelvic
just
floor
dropped.
dropping.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that Lee or Elliott is. You
Yeah,
grow
you
over
grow over
time.
time
and
to
there's a
learn
lot
that
of
for
reps.
sure.
So yada yada yada. You do.
You
Can
loved
I,
WWE.
might,
You loved it.
I had a good time. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm into it now, but it was a very one of those once in a lifetime
what was the last
things
thing
where
that you went to that you like were like, I am a convert?
it's not. I guess improvised Shakespeare was. one
Oh
of those.
yeah, that's
That
a
was
good
very
answer.
Those are, if it's done well.
I can't believe
Yeah.
how accurate and good that answer was.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good convert.
that's a-
That's a
another-
really good
I'm
convert.
100% on board now.
Yeah.
Any iteration, if I have a chance to go, I will go.
Mine is children's talent shows.
Oh, I've had 5 years of those. Those are great.
Oh yeah, I watched a documentary called
treasure.
Chicken People, which I would recommend if you guys want a good.
I don't know. I'm
Um,
not ready to be a vegetarian.
May I do an ad read, please?
You
Oh,
may.
please.
You may.
Guys, can we talk for a second about Candid?
Uh-huh.
Candid
Yes.
is helping people gain confidence through accessible and affordable orthodontic care.
Oh, it's true.
Candid makes the process of straightening your teeth convenient and easy by having the customer take the process into their own hands
Thank you,
or mouth,
Candid.
I guess. That's kind of fun. And even though the customer is taking the process into their own hands, Candid's network of highly trained orthodontists review each and every case and directs the entire aligner plan, so you're in good hands and you know you're going to get the results that you want. So here's the deal: you're going to get straighter and brighter teeth in an average of 6 months, and it costs 65% less than braces. That's what we like to call a good deal here at Valley Folk. Each aligner purchase includes Candid's premium whitener. So who wants straight teeth if they can't also be white? That's what I always say. Everything you need to take molds of your teeth from home is delivered directly to your home. White glove customer service. In addition to email and phone support, Candid will set up a video call with you to answer any questions you have and to walk you through the modeling process, because you want to be comfortable if you're going to be adjusting your the shape of your skull. Candid only uses experienced orthodontists and never general dentists.
Oh, that's nice. That's actually good to know.
Very
Candid
nice.
makes custom clear aligners that are
good.
sent directly to your home. Each treatment plan is customized. The first step is to purchase their starter kit, which will be sent to your home, okay? The kit retails for $95, and a licensed orthodontist in your state will review your specific case and create a 3D preview of what your treatment and final results will look like.
Gosh,
That's cool.
Amazing.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's really dope.
Yeah. You can see a preview. I wonder what they
I want to know what my teeth will look like.
I know. I want to. Yeah, I want to see just the preview. So once you do your 3D preview, it's completely up to you if you want to move forward. So you
Oh,
can.
that's
that's
dope.
perfect. So you can get a perfect aligner treatment plan, and you have a real orthodontist, and you can also talk to a real person anytime. So here's the deal, guys. If you are one step away from getting straighter, whiter teeth because you want to look nice for photos. This is
Oh, baby.
summertime.
Summertime, baby, just smile.
Summertime.
Takes 6 months and it's perfect for it's gonna be perfect for the fall. Take advantage of Candid's risk-free starter kit guarantee.
This is great.
And when you use our dedicated link, candidcode.com/Valleycast, you'll save 50% on your modeling kit. Whoa! That's a lot, guys. 50%. That's one of those good deals. That's candidcode.com/Valleycast. You get 50% off the price of your modeling kit. Valleycast.
You gotta do that.
Thanks, guys.
Do it, baby.
Do that.
Do it.
I'm immediately regretful of all the years I spent in braces because if I could do half the time with a clear
Yeah.
set of something, I'm very
Half the
upset.
hell, half the
half
time.
the hell, half the time.
Okay. For all of you watching the video of this podcast, you saw that the video just went out because we use a Mevo. So I'm just going to set up my iPhone and we're going to continue because I don't feel like setting
You
up the
don't feel
Mevo
like setting
again.
up the Mevo
Did the
again.
Mevo go off?
The Mevo went off.
I hate this goddamn camera so much. Mevo sucks.
Wow. Shout out to
Mevo
for
always
sucking.
sucks.
It really does. It's
It
full
doesn't look
balls.
good.
You know what it does too? It
Sucks.
It sucks. It drags its little balls
God,
right
hey.
across our face.
why don't you
Why do we have this
Why
thing?
don't you just jump into that MeUndies read real quick and
Me?
I'll set that. Yeah.
Jumping in?
Just jump right into that.
But don't we
MeUndies
need
read.
a little bit of video?
I'm gonna set it up and I'll get you
It's
right
perfect.
Well,
While you're
now
doing that,
gonna
I'm
have
going to
to
calm
look.
down.
You better calm down.
We're going to tell you about some good products while I calm down about a bad product.
Oh, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Mevo's-
Really ground yourself, Elliott Morgan. Hey, what do you feel? What do you feel on your body? Elliott, what do you feel?
Headphones.
What do you feel
Headphones.
on your nether regions? Is it a
Headphones.
delightful pair of MeUndies?
Oh, it is.
See? It is, and they're cute too. Bright red,
Well, there's
like
no
a
camera,
dancer.
So they're red and they're
Wow,
for
if
Valentine's Day.
If it worked, Mevo, you would have got a slice of heaven.
Slice of hev.
All right. You probably spend about 90% of your life in underwear. And God knows I spend 95% of my life in nothing but underwear. So you don't think that you owe it to yourself to make sure that you're wearing the softest undies in town. That's why I only wear MeUndies. And that's actually true. I really got rid of all my other underwear. I am nothing but a drawer full of Marie Kondo'd MeUndies.
I'm on my way. I'm well on my
I
way.
Marie Kondo'd my beautiful MeUndies. So, all right. MeUndies. These are incredibly soft. They're like, they make Bob Ross's voice sound like Gilbert Gottfried. Is
that what that said?
That's what that said.
That's funny. I was going
think
to say it
that's
makes Bob
fantastic.
Ross's... Wait, what?
I had a voice sound like Gilbert Godfrey.
That's very funny.
It's beautiful. MeUndies uses a coveted micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than cotton, and that is absolutely true. They not only make you feel like your loins are being hugged by joy itself, but MeUndies gives you multiple styles for both men and women. They do. They have multiple different ones. I like boy shorts. I also like the briefs. But the boy shorts are nice because then you feel like you're actually like walking around not in your skivvies, but you're 100% in your skivvies. Men can now try the new boxer brief with a fly. Oh, is that a thing? Yeah, that's with the fly. Men can now try the boxer brief with fly, which is the same great cut as the boxer brief, but now with the added option for guys that prefer to go through the gate versus over the fence.
Huh.
I'm loving these analogies.
I'm an over-the-fence guy myself.
Oh, okay. We're learning a lot.
I watched a
We are
lot of Home
learning
Improvement.
a
Wilson
lot.
likes to... Wilson
over
didn't
the
talk
fence.
through the fence. He talked over the fence.
MeUndies is also the go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet. Now, this is the absolute truth. Their loungewear is incredible. Hang out in the super comfy lounge pants and onesies. Yes, they make onesies, and they're incredible. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you purchase MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. Get 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. So, to get your 50% off your first pair and free shipping and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. And I will be honest, I've had multiple people tweet at me and be like, thank you so much for talking about this because now it's the only thing that I have
Yeah.
and love.
No,
and
it's
literally not a single person that gets them doesn't go like, these are the best things on the
They're the
planet.
best.
Yep.
They really are.
Hey guys,
Delman has a couple pair, and every time I get a new
Yeah.
one, he's always like,
Can I have 'em?
Can I have more bundies?
Yeah.
he's wearing yours. Guys, using cameras can be very stressful, and stress is a big thing in our lives. So I'd like to talk about calm.
Oh, you're diving right in.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going to talk
diving right
about
in.
calm. Stress is a worldwide epidemic. We work longer hours. We have cameras that shut down on us constantly. We got family members that, just getting in your brain a little bit and taking up a little bit too much of your time. We'll talk about that later when we're done. Stress is a part of life, but it can be very easy to get. But it can
Joe,
easily.
your nose is bleeding. Your nose is bleeding, Joe.
It can very easily affect all our overall well-being. being. And that's why we're partnering with Calm, the #1 app to help you reduce your anxiety and stress and help you sleep better. More than 40 million people around the world have downloaded it. If you head to calm.com/Valley, you'll get 25% off a Calm premium subscription, which includes guided meditations on issues like anxiety, stress, and focus, including a brand new meditation each day. That's so cool. That's so good. And there's also sleep stories, which are bedtime stories for adults designed to help you relax. Head to the magical lavender fields of southern France with Stephen Fry, or explore the moonlit jungles of Africa with Leona Lewis. They even have soothing music and more. So right now, Valleycast listeners get 25% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/Valley. That is CALM.com/Valley. Get unlimited access to all of Calm's content today at calm.com/Valley. Get calm and stop stressing, y'all. Do it.
Meditation is awesome.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Zenning out.
A lot of work, and when you do it, it's really good. I
love
it.
Yeah, I've already talked to you guys about it. The whole 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you...
You still do that? You still do
I
it?
do. I try to,
Good.
because it does help. The real quick rundown of that for everybody listening is
Do we need to close that door? So it's
Oh,
Man.
sorry.
Morgan over here.
Was I raised in a barn?
Maybe.
What if
You
you
basically run down your 5 sentences. Your 5 senses. It's like I think the first one is sight. So it's
Yeah, you told it on this
Yeah.
podcast.
look
Yeah.
at 5 things in the room that you didn't notice before, and then the next one I think is feel. What are 4 things that you're feeling, and then 3 things that you're hearing, 2 things that you're smelling, and 1 thing that you taste.
And this is to calm you down?
to calm you down, make you more present in
grounding
the
you.
moment.
Yeah.
So you're not worrying about the future or reminiscing horribly about the past mistakes, and it allows you to be within yourself. And it's nice because then my favorite part is the hearing, like actually listening for a second to everything that's going on around
Yeah,
you.
and then
Yeah.
you hear your neighbor's drippy faucet above you and go, like, I called the landlord 5
Yeah.
days ago, and why hasn't she figured out how to get a hold of this man
Yeah.
to get rid of that drippy faucet? And at night, it just sounds like I'm in a cave. It sounds like I'm in a watered cave.
And that's
Just
why you wake up so well
whap,
rested
whap.
and feeling
Whap.
hydrated.
I have to turn on a fan and turn on a loud noise of crickets.
That's the same.
Which is sad because that's my hometown. Like, that's what I am always like, cricket noises now. I need them.
cricket noises.
Cricket.
Cricket noises.
Crickets. That being said, whenever I go home, I'm like, it's too many crickets.
That's too many crickets out there.
Speaking of pleasant things, I'm going to jump into my topic now.
Jump
You guys all ready?
in.
And I know
I'm
you guys
ready.
know what it is, but I want to talk about
Dog
Gus
divorce.
Johnson.
Oh.
Dog and divorce.
Dog Johnson.
Dog Johnson.
Gus Johnson, friend of the Valley folk,
He is
was
a
on
friend
this
of the Valley folk.
podcast.
He was on this podcast and Trivia Bidet.
Yes, he gifted us his beehole for Trivia Bidet, and he was quite delightful
He was
on it.
very delightful on it. His sweet little girlfriend was adorable on it as well.
Sabrina, she's great.
She controlled the power of the host.
Control the power.
They had a
of
good
those.
time. Anyways, he's been doing the YouTube game for a while. He's a younger man. He looks 47, but he's like 23. But he recently moved out to LA, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, he's been grinding away at the YouTube game for, I think the video said 8 years he started his channel
Wow.
ago, like when he was a youngin', but has probably been really plugging away at it for the last 4 years. And he just passed 1 million subscribers. Huge milestone. A lot of people would kill for that, right? We would kill for that. We would kill for that.
I wouldn't kill.
It would help us a lot. Please subscribe to the Valley Folk channel.
We don't condone killing, but
No.
if you are going to subscribe to our channel first, please.
So he did a thank you for 1 million subscribers video. And in a YouTube atmosphere and culture that is just inundated with crying thumbnails where people are like talking about their breakups
Yeah.
or saying
or
sorry.
Like, I
It's
was
like,
accosted in a Marshall's.
like none of it, like there's always this air.
So you've been on my channel.
Yeah, there's always an air of like I'm doing this for other reasons, and it doesn't seem genuine. He posted one of what I think is the most uncomfortably genuine,
Yes.
sweet
Yeah.
videos that I've seen in a very,
Elle
very
was
long
watching
time.
it, and I watched it too, and it was one of those where we both were like, "This is so sweet and so genuine," and I kept waiting for the bit. Like that's where I'm at as an asshole of a cynic. I'm like, "Where's the bit?"
Well, Gus also trained
Where's-
us to expect the bit.
100%. Yeah, I was
Right.
like, he's gonna get water like thrown on him or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, the entire thing is like 22 minutes of 100% genuine love and happiness and
Yeah.
gratitude.
He to not steal the thunder from the video, but he wrote out names of people that helped him along the way, starting with his mom and his dad and his grandpa.
So sweet.
Friends at home, teachers, then he transitions to college, and these are just handwritten on white pieces of whiteboard. It's not an overly produced anything. And then it just gets to a point where he's talking about his genuine love for his friends and the people that have helped him.
Very
and
sweet.
He breaks down a bit and he starts crying, but he works through it. That's the other thing I saw. That guy's a professional entertainer. He just worked through it. No ums, no ahs. He just.
That's what I was gonna. I said that to Lee. I was like,
He
he does not speak with one one
nope, he's
um.
just a great entertainer, good talker, intelligent guy. But anyways, he breaks down, but he doesn't stop, and he keeps it
going.
real, and he's.
It's also all one take. Which I don't know if you mentioned that. Yeah, it's.
But I really appreciated it because I do think the thanks were real. I do think his feelings were, there wasn't any underlying motivation for doing it other than
I think it was
saying
gratitude.
thanks.
Yeah.
And it
I
felt
think
nice.
The other thing that I
And
will
weird.
say is that I mean it's a crazy thing to like whatever, but I don't think we do that. I think we do like numbers a lot in this world, in the YouTube world especially, and like we've been around it for a very long time. So we like see these people pass these numbers and you forget the like that's a person, that's like a million people.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's a very weird, I think we always like expect like these like, oh, thank you so much, but like it's a very weird world to see someone actually like have that much gratitude, and also the amount of genuineness that he has with it really allows you to go like, oh yeah, this guy's working his ass off. And that's something that I don't think we talk about a lot in this industry, is like how much work it actually is to like do this much content, put out that much time
I don't
and effort.
think he's like, everybody's got a little bit of cynicism, and he's an intelligent enough guy that I know he has it, and there's probably a little bit of jadedness in there. But what I noticed while watching that video and the way he was thanking people that have nothing to do with the industry as well as people that have things to do with the industry is that he isn't broken by it yet. He's still very excited by it. He's still proud of it. I feel like we're around a lot of people that maybe aren't as proud of it and as excited because the grind has worn them down. Yeah. And he's not that he hasn't been grinding, because he's been grinding, but he's still like, there's like a puppy dog
still, like, loves what
eyes
he
in there
does
and an
and
excitement that I really, it's attractive, Gus.
Yeah,
it's attractive.
very nice.
So what
I
he's
loved
trying
it.
to say is that he's in love with you, Gus Johnson.
Yeah, it's
And
also
he's ready. Gus had one of the best things on Trivia Bidet, which is where he immediately guessed cornflower blue.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen in my life.
To this day, that's like just simulation breaking down stuff. But yeah, the video is very beautiful, and it also is one of those like the gratitude thing. I was this morning I was doing my daily, near daily consumption of Michael Buckley's Instagram story, and he does a lot of just self-care stuff every day. And today he was like, just be grateful. He was like, be grateful for everything. Like, just like manifest that. Think about it. And that stuff can get very foo-foo, and it can get very just like,
I mean, it's all
whatever.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. And for
Full
sure,
bullshit. Yeah.
for sure,
pile
it
of
could
turds.
be.
The secret.
But there's a gosh darn good correlation between like doing the bullshit and having a better day, and then not doing it and not having as good of a day.
Right.
How much of that is psychological? I don't know. But then like thinking about that and then watching that video is like, oh, this is like a nice thing. And then you think about like this. I remember when like I moved to LA, I was like, my grandiose dream in showbiz is to just be able to work in literally any aspect of the entertainment industry. I didn't care like where it was. I just wanted to be creative in some way. And I wasn't like, I'm going to be a big, obviously I had the dreams of TV star and all that stuff and actor, but I just wanted to work in Hollywood and live in Los Angeles. And I forget that like I do that, and I get to do that. And like I get to go out and like do stand up and have these outlets and stuff. And it's so just like, and it also came up yesterday because I met with this girl from Patreon. We're talking about a bunch of different stuff and different things we're going to be doing, as well as, you know, re-upping a bunch of other things that we've let fall by the wayside. But anyway, we were talking about all this stuff, and it was like, oh, this thing that we're talking about with Patreon, it's also allowed us to have just a sense of freedom. And I don't know, I get very excited about it, but it's very cool. And it's also inspiring when you see people like that, or like Gus, because you're like, oh, right, there it is. There's that thing. That's very easy to lose as you get older.
Yeah, there's this, I actually stole it from Danny Rosenberg's Twitter or Instagram. I love Danny. She's amazing.
Love her.
But
She's the best.
live for that grown woman child. But it was I'm gonna see Miriam Hasna, I think is the person that did it. It was if you stop measuring yourself against where you want to eventually be, maybe you'll notice what you're actually doing, and you're better than you think.
5 senses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Be present, everybody.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's so ridiculous. And then there's this
dear
picture
Lord,
of
I
Liesl.
wanna,
I'm like, check that out! What a babe!
what a
Like,
good
look at that
doggy.
dog.
That's a good looking
He's
dog.
a good looking boy.
That's the other thing that I really enjoyed about the message that I think Gus was putting out there. You know, we love our fans. We are very appreciative, especially us, because they're funding us and they're making it go. And I think I think he genuinely said that. But everybody in our industry, especially YouTube, they say it all the time to where it's almost white noise and sometimes not believable. When he said it, I believe it. But that's not what the video was about. The video was about thanking
His
all the people that
friends,
helped
yeah.
him get
Yeah.
to where he's at.
Very non-narcissistic. Like,
Yeah.
non-narciss-
And I think that's important. I think it's an exercise that we should all do. And I was actually thinking about that stuff on the drive in, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a little list of the people that I feel like helped usher to here, both professionally, personally, starting with dad and family, to friends that picked up video cameras with me in high school, to teachers like Dan Garrity at Gonzaga University that pushed me into
a pool.
a pool, and
And
then
it was
said,
like-
become a broadcast major, else you're going to drown. But
Good
like,
for him.
Yeah, it's a good move.
was an advocate of finding voice and
Yeah.
doing something positive with
I
your
had
voice.
those teachers that were like,
Yeah.
I mean, I had a Spanish teacher that knew I was going to fail. And he was like, do you want to do a video journal instead of an actual
Hey,
journal?
Gusto.
Like,
video
I mean,
journal.
I was actually okay at it, but he literally was like, you are not, like, this isn't, I mean, same with I had a physics teacher and a history teacher that did the same thing, where they were like, you are not going to be pinned down. So do you want to do a video of Napoleon? And
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I do. I would gladly do a video essay of Napoleon. And I played Napoleon, and I had my mom's captain outfit on, and it was ridiculous.
One
And when I
time-
look back, I'm like, where the hell is that video? Because it's
I'm just checking the
insane.
video real quick. You guys keep talking.
One time I was in English class in high school. Teacher's name was Mrs. Washington, and
that's great.
she also taught my brother, and my mom had to talk to her one time because she would incorrectly mark my brother wrong about grammar that was correct. And
That's
and so I entered the class thinking, shockingly, I, as a young man, thought I was smarter than the teacher. And so they asked me what we're going to do for a book report, and I decided to compare The Scarlet Letter and Harry Potter. But as a test to myself, I wasn't going to read either book, and I never did. And I just read Spark Notes and then made a complete essay and then an oral presentation with a PowerPoint that diagrammed all of the similarities and contrasts between the books and
I think
the-
it's so impressive
the
that
parallel
you're a giant
themes.
nerd.
Yeah, but like I didn't have to read either of the books, and I got an A+.
Which is actually the opposite of nerd, isn't it? Isn't he like, he's an intellectual jock?
I'm like
No,
an
I think
intellectual
that's-
punk.
I think that's still
I'm like a nerd
nerdy
punk.
That you like. I mean, it's like, yeah, nerd rebel is what you. Full
Yeah,
nerd
yeah,
rebel.
like rebelling in like the most benign way possible.
I'm not gonna read. I am gonna create a really difficult web of lies for myself.
It's the same
I'm not
feeling
gonna
if you get
read.
into the carpool lane for like 2 seconds. It's like
Ooh.
you're,
That's
breaking
a
rules.
that's a game
And
that I
then, you
don't
get
play.
and then you get a ticket
No
like
way,
a
man.
month later because LA has those
Yeah, that's
crazy
happened to me.
cameras.
That
That's
sucks.
happened to me too.
What a way to ruin a day. Get a ticket in the mail that you didn't know you got for
Full
$200. No,
Man.
thank you. Hey,
You don't pay your parking tickets. I don't want.
No, I paid them.
Eventually.
I got taxes today. I'm very stressed. I gotta.
Oh my god.
I'm sure there's things I have to pay.
anyways, to wrap it all up, love Gus. I think
He's an angel.
you know,
baby.
it's easy to talk about somebody that you like and respect and as a friend, but he's intelligent. I like what he's doing on the platform. I feel like he's doing different things, but even though they're different, they're a kind of a throwback to old school
Yeah,
YouTube,
it
which
really
is
is,
exciting
actually.
for me.
He's a true comedian too. He
Yeah,
just seems like
he's
He's a funny boy.
a true intellectual and a true entertainer. Like, he's doing live shows now. He's a composer. He's good with music. Like, the guy's he's a 47-year-old Bo Burnham.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can definitely see it happening too. Just like with the mainstream stuff is happening, and he said that in the video. He's like, I'm going to do more like mainstream stuff and traditional, whatever
Yeah.
the word is.
Yeah.
And he's been doing a bunch of stuff with Comedy Central, and that stuff is also very good. And they seem to be letting him have like freedom and stuff. Is very.
I
cool.
could see Gus, dude. I could see Gus on SNL. I could see that. I could see
I don't
Gus on a Daily Show as well. Like, as a really interesting correspondent.
I mean, it's
anyways,
like
love you, Gus.
it's great stuff. He's a wonderful boy. He's also a real good hang, and that's important.
Yes.
It really is, Lee.
Yep. Super
good
It's
hang.
a very important thing.
You,
good hang.
you sounded like you were about to transition to another
I know.
ad
He was
read,
like,
but
it's
we
really,
don't
it's
have
really
them.
good.
It really is, Lee. And that
let's
brings
talk
us
about-
to
Friends.com.
Friends.com.
Need them? We got them. Friends.com.
I love it's my topic. Right?
Yeah, what you got, girl?
I love it. Oh, nice times.
I have a
good
small
times.
backup combo as well that I would love to throw
I
you
had a
guys.
couple of different topics. The one I think I am going to talk about because it is so tragically, desperately on my brain is Delman got ill about 2 weeks ago. He got very ill.
I love him
and
telling it.
you-
I love the stories.
You love the stories because you're not
love
there.
it.
When he
Yes.
gets ill, he is a 6'2", 215-pound baby that won't latch. So I can't even like
That
pacify
won't
him.
latch.
So he won't latch.
Maybe not to you.
But okay, good lord. Ew, what a visual. But I know it
Ew.
isn't a good visual. But so he is a giant baby. That's not what's important. That he's just a horrible sick person. That he's like, I'm dying, and you're like, okay, go do it already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, and you're
go.
like,
Get out of
figure
here.
it out then. But he had all the time in the world to start a little show called Game of Thrones. In the 7 years that we've been together, he's never watched it. I'm obsessed. I have been obsessed since day one.
What a treat
since
for
I
you.
learned
You get
that-
to talk about it and
Yes.
rewatch certain episodes
And
again.
rewatch certain episodes.
Great.
So it's really nice in that sense. And he, like, on a whim, he didn't tell me anything. But I came home and he was like, I'm 4 episodes in. I'm in love. And I think that's what you need to do is like, because he's tried before to start it, but it's a lot in the very beginning. It's a lot if you don't have like a weakness of sickness to just like be like park it here and live here for a while.
And it's such a genre piece that if you're not into that stuff,
Dude, that's exactly
you kind
it.
of avoid it. Because I think
Yes.
I might have done the
It's
same
heavy.
thing at first.
It's
like,
heavy and
Me
it's
too.
also
if I
it's like,
need
it's like,
to-
oh, nerdy, but it really isn't because it's
Love
like
it.
amazing. 'Cause
Loved
it's
it.
fell in
storytelling.
love right away.
Yeah.
But he has. He's tried before, and he's just been like, it doesn't. I'm not attached. I'm
Yeah.
distracted. Yada yada. But again, I came home. He's 4 episodes in, and he's like, I'm on board, man. I'm 100% in.
You've got all the reactions of
So,
all the big things
I
that
have
happened.
videos. I have videos of like those reactions because I know that they're coming up. I've started to try and hide them more because he'll like know that I have
Yeah.
a video and I'm like recording it. But in the week and a half that he was ill, he put down 6 seasons.
That's insane.
That's
of Game of Thrones.
he should feel like a
So-
different person.
He does do like, and here's
That's
the thing.
heavy.
That should
He-
change his core
He
temperature.
said that he literally is like, I can't sleep at night. He's like, I keep having horrible dreams, and he's like having nightmares.
Yeah,
And I'm
he's
like,
living a
100%,
nightmare.
Yeah,
That is a
he's-
nightmarish world.
But he's also
of tragedy.
He's a smart boy, so he
Yeah.
knows everything that I don't even know.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, well, of course Stannis is going to come in, and I'm like,
Yeah.
He's gonna
why
know
do you
more about
that?
it. Yeah,
He knows
can-
more about it.
Sure, but
immediately.
that show still backhands you because you fall in love with people.
That's the thing. So like he's really bad. The one thing that he does know that it really sucks. So spoilers, if you haven't watched it, turn it down right now. And for the love of God, if you haven't, like get on board, you dummy. But he knew that Jon Snow lived. So like that moment of like
Yeah.
Jon Snow dying was so, and I was like, most of us had to wait a year. Like,
I-
all of us had to wait a full year.
I never bought that he wasn't coming
No,
back.
of course not, because he's
Yeah.
a babe. He's a full-blown babe.
He is
He's my
kind of a-
boyfriend.
He
He's
is
my
a
boyfriend. He's a babe.
blown
Yeah,
babe.
he's
He's a full-blown babe.
yeah, and he just he needed to come back.
He needed
It's
to
a
come
very,
back.
You know,
He is-
Who you're gonna
he's-
watch if like everybody else is dead?
yeah.
You gotta
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
have any allegiances to anyone
Yeah,
else. I have
we
been on
need him.
hours
Uh-huh.
of Reddit forums of why he's the true king of the North, and that's not a big deal. But I mean, he's
Dude,
good.
people
He
are
belongs
putting
on the Iron
bets
Throne.
down
It's
in like
fine.
Vegas. Like there's betting pools for
Really?
who's
There
gonna get the
should be.
throne.
True king doesn't necessarily though mean that that's gonna be who.
No, of course not. I mean, it'll
Yeah.
more than likely be. I'm making a prediction right now. It'll be Sansa Stark, but that's not what's important. What is important is that Delman is like violently falling in love with it, and it's so good, and it's so like he literally the entire Joffrey dying thing. Again, spoiler, sorry. He literally the entire episode is like, this guy's such a prick. He's gotta go. He's got like someone's gotta kill this guy. This guy's gotta go. And then like the entire like the dog started
Just
barking
chokes
when
or
he
whatever.
like was choking to death. Delman's like, yeah, like just losing his mind because he's having the best time
feel
watching
like
this man die.
I was so sad when Joffrey died, only because he's such a good
He's
evil
such a
character.
good evil character.
Yeah,
It's
he's
one of
I
the
so
love him.
good. He's
first
also like a sweet,
times
delightful kid IRL.
in real
apparently.
life,
like
yeah.
he's like the
He
sweetest
seems
boy.
like when he pops up on my Instagram Explore page, he
Uh-huh.
always just looks like the nicest, British
little
kid,
sweet
just like
person
hey,
alive.
here's William.
If I remember correctly, that's like one of the first times that the show satiates you on that
Yes.
like revenge level.
Uh-huh.
Like that's usually like slitting your throat and ripping out your heart, but that was, if I remember correctly, one of the first times you're like,
Yeah, and
Yes.
you're also like that could have been longer. I could
yeah.
have seen a longer choking death
Yeah.
than that human being.
That the scene, the battle, the red wedding obviously is the one that
He did the red wedding,
is
and that was he like
far and away.
I
just-
called him and I wanted him to wait, but every time I say like wait for me to watch this, like he knows something big's coming up, so I just let him go and do it.
yeah.
But when I called him one day, I was like driving home, and I was like, "How are you?" He's like, I'm not great." And I was like, "What?" I was like, feeling sick still. And he's like, "No, I watched this episode, and I didn't even see it coming. Like I didn't." And they all died. All of them died. They all died. I was like, "Oh no, is it the Red Wedding one?" He's like, "No, it wasn't called Red Wedding." I was like, "It wouldn't be, but it's known
it
as
is."
the Red Wedding episode." And he's just like, "They all." He's like, "Do they come back? Because people come back. Do they come back?"
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, I bet they'll come back,
The
right?
whole
They're
thing.
gonna come back.
He's like, Rob will come back, right? Rob will come back. And I was
Oh.
like, no. And it was so sad because literally
That
quite.
freaking scene.
This is just a bunch of spoilers, but
Brutal.
literally right before that, there was that beautiful like episode where him and his wife were talking about their child and they're so in love, and Delvin literally turns to me and it's like out of a movie. He turns, he's like, they're so in love, and God, I love how much they love each other. And I was like, cool.
Hold that feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, they do.
Be in the present.
They really love each other. And he's
Yeah.
just like literally, he's like relishing it, just being like, God, they really love each other. I love how much they love each other. And I'm like,
That show gets a lot of shit too because it became not as good and it's kind of wavered a little
Yeah,
bit in
it has.
quality.
There's
But
definite
whatever,
dips down.
it's worth it. It's just like the moments that they make in that show when they like in one of the newer seasons when the White Walkers pop the dragon out of the
Yes.
ice again and it opens its
it
eyes.
still has
I was
those
like,
moments where you're like,
it's
"Bruh,"
so cool.
like, and
yeah,
you can't stop thinking about it, and it like feeds into your brain. And
Yeah.
it's all these crazy things.
I'm
and there's
interested-
boobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
We have been playing a best boobs, best butt game
Really?
on Game of Thrones. Yeah, 100%.
BBB.
100%. Daenerys Targaryen. She keeps winning best butt, and it's just what it is. And that's not. I mean, I'm to
Who won
justify.
best boobs?
Jon Snow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
that.
it's, the
best
dog.
boobs.
I
Jon
watched the
Snow.
video about the
the dog. Yeah, he's
the
awesome.
dog.
La Hound. Yeah.
Yeah, they tweeted out the Game of Thrones account tweeted out a video of him doing an interview, and it's him not in the makeup, and it's just he's still got a big beard.
Yeah.
He's talking about the red wedding scene and how he didn't read and how he didn't read the script, and he was just like, oh, whatever. And then he watched it, and he was like, I'm a grown man. He's like, I'm a big guy. He's like, but I cried. I cried.
And
he's got
the accent. That
he's got the
beautiful
accent, and his face is literally maybe the friendliest face I've
I bet.
ever seen. Like he's the most affable
I'm gonna
looking
watch
guy.
that.
It's so sweet.
There's
And
a lot of different like adorable behind the scenes interviews from all these wonderful, amazing actors, and like
Yeah.
you can't help but be like, we're all best friends, right? Like
You
we're
know
so
me,
close.
right?
We're in love.
I'm going to be very interested with the last season, the final season, for a number of reasons. But I do feel like, and I talked to you about this, Lee, and it's probably how the books are. I think you even pointed it out. This one hasn't been made yet, but this season's going to be more fantastical than all the previous
well, it
ones.
has
We got the
to
White
be,
Walkers,
man.
Bran,
Three-Eyed Raven.
we
Yeah,
got
it's
the dragons. Like, it's going to be a lot more, I think, magic
even
and
Arya,
fantasy.
who is quite literally can transform into any
Exactly.
human being.
Yeah.
spectacle. It's gonna be a spectacle. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be. I think it'll be
'Cause
madness.
In early seasons, it
In the
was
best way.
It was grounded in reality with like tinges of fantasy.
It's also very political.
You know?
It was
Yeah.
a lot. Now it's just sort of like, okay, let's just see what happens because
We just
everything's been
gotta
thrown
get
out the
there.
window.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to this clip real fast. I think you might enjoy it.
Oh, I'll
guys.
play it.
I don't think are we going to get flagged. Can we own it? Do you think HBO is
it's
going to
just
get
an
mad at us?
Yeah.
HBO, give us a show.
Reading the first book going, oh my God,
Listen to this man's voice.
this is amazing. This could really kick off.
Oh.
Just the first, after the first
Oh
season,
God, is he
the
Scottish?
response
Every Scotsman I'm in love with.
around the world. Oh my God, here we go.
Oh, he does have a
Aw,
kind
he's a
face.
babe.
Red Wedding, and I didn't really read into it in the script.
He's
of what happened.
adorable.
I think I just did my bit and went la la la, and then when it came out, I remember I watched it in the morning. I'm a big guy, big tough guy, but guess what? I burst into tears. That was an absolute shock.
Oh, he's adorable.
I'm in
he's
love.
adorable. I'm in love with him already.
Latch on me, hound.
Man.
So good.
He's so cute.
The way his eyes pop. I cried.
I
It's
cried.
just so good.
God, I love him already. I love all of them. But that's one of those that I've been rewatching it with him. It's been a full blown treasure.
I have to leave.
But you have
Okay, we're
to,
good.
you literally have to tell him that he can keep going because he's on season 6, episode 6.
Yeah, 'cause
and
you guys
he's-
gotta-
and in 5 days,
Gotta
we
be caught
have
up.
to, in 4 days, we have to.
He's in,
He'll
the other
get
room.
there.
He's in the other room
Watch the
editing
other
right
thing.
now, making money for you guys like an
I don't
asshole.
give a shit. Go
selfish.
home and
Yeah.
watch
It's
Game of
selfish.
Thrones. I literally am like, and I've been texting him every day. I'm like, you have to watch 3 episodes today to catch up. Like this is what
if
you
you
have
want
to
to stay
do.
on track, you have 3 episodes today. 3 episodes
I
in a
need
row
it.
of Game
I
of
need
Thrones
you to
in a
be here
day.
with me. Season 6 is the worst. Don't come at me.
I want to end the whole thing with
Probably is.
a thought on a different show that I wanted to share with you guys.
Okay.
Did either of you watch Doctor Who at all?
No.
Yes,
So all
absolutely.
of them, all
yeah,
caught up.
Tennant was my doctor.
Oh, everybody's doctor, and I love Matt Smith as well.
I
And
love Matt
Eccleston.
Smith.
I love them all.
But
Anyways,
I love.
That's
Oh,
what
and
I
I
want-
do love. Yeah.
so
you love
Heather's doing the same thing. She's going through old episodes. We started with Eccleston and going through, and I'm just like
Eccleston was Del's
jumping
favorite,
in,
yeah.
ding, 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 ding. And I went to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the musical, this weekend, and it wasn't good.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
I wish that song was in it. Anyways, I wasn't a huge fan, but it's fine. Musicals are great, so it wasn't a waste of my time. But when I was watching the guy playing Willy Wonka, it made me think of Doctor Who,
Sure.
and then it made me think of, oh my gosh,
Okay.
who would have been the best doctor that never ever got to play the Doctor? and I have my answer.
All right.
I'm going to share it with
Unfortunately,
you.
you already had your topic, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Oh my God, right? Spoiler.
Gene Wilder would have made
yeah.
the best
He would have been an incredible doctor.
ever.
Yeah.
And I feel robbed. I know he's not British. I get that. But imagine if
Yeah.
Gene Wilder, like
I mean, he's a treasure. He's a
young
national
Frankenstein
treasure.
age, even older Gene Wilder, like, man, he would have destroyed.
Older Gene Wilder had a really big guest spot on Will and Grace. Like
Yeah.
he was a consistent guest on Will and Grace, and he's still a brilliant dude, and like that's one of those that you're right.
He would have been amazing.
That whole group is just, there's something real magical about them.
You
Really
should
nice.
watch.
It's like his eyes and everything. You're just like, there's.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that guy that we're just watching. He's like got those like just like real
Yeah.
nice.
Sweet
I'd love for
baby
you to
eyes.
pick up the Doctor Who. You have to
Oh, yeah.
suspend some
I don't
belief.
think he will.
You have to like.
He hasn't
It's
even done
just-
Handmaid's
the
Tale yet.
sci-fi
You
is
have to
so
go
hokey,
Handmaid's
but it's
because
so
it's more
good.
dystopian, and you would actually be really fascinated with the psychological aspect of all.
I bet
of it.
I would. Yeah. I watched something called Good Neighbor's Mr. Neighbor's House the other day on Adult Swim,
Sounds great.
which is the closest thing I've ever seen to if we were all to make something. Something Mr. Neighbor, I think, and very psychological and very like a Mr. Rogers.
If we were all to
Beautiful.
make something, it'd be called The Valley Folk at patreon.com/The
/The
Valley
Valley
Folk. Thank you for listening to the Valleycast, everybody.
That was gross. I
know,
think
I
when you
heard it
control it, you feel more radio DJ, and
Yeah.
it comes out. You're like doing like,
Yeah.
all right, everybody.
All right, everybody.
I kind of like it though. It's nice and clean. I'm gonna go get a haircut,
But
guys.
yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening. Go check out Gus Johnson. Go check out our Patreon. Check out our YouTube channel. We just posted a new trivia bidet.
We did with my
your husband.
dumb husband getting his butt blasted
And he was
not
amazing.
reacting at all.
I haven't watched it because
That's
I feel
adorable.
uncomfortable.
It's my favorite.
But I heard
one.
Delman
you.
was great at
It's
it.
my favorite one.
When I met with Megan from Patreon yesterday, she said before we met, she binge watched all of the trivia bidets, and I was like,
My
I'm
mother
very
said
sorry.
she loved trivia bidet,
Yeah.
and that's a
Really?
big deal.
That-
when my
that
mom
means that's-
likes it.
We got to hit everybody.
That means a lot. Yeah.
It really does, because
Cool.
she doesn't like many. No, just kidding.
we got to
Bye.
hit everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Have a good day.